Before going on with our understanding of the code and how we can read the code and elaborate the code, we need to understand some important concepts. First concept to understand is the concept of object structure within Excel and its hierarchy. So Excel is organized hierarchically, and the objects composing Excel in an Excel file are well defined, are clearly defined. The first object is the Excel application with the name application, and when we are using Excel, automatically the application object will be instantiated or created, let's say. Then when we have one file opened or created, or we are working on a new workbook, a new file, we have another object which is the workbook object. So for example, here we have the example underscore VBA underscore 01.xmls or xmlm. It's our file, and automatically the file is recognized as a workbook and is the workbook object. So the file, the Excel file, is the workbook. So I'm going to the Visual Basic Editor, and then I'm going to the same module that I had before, and then I say subroutine show workbook name, and then I will say a message box. I will show you later what this is. It's just to display messages, a command to display a message in Visual Basic. And then I say application dot work book. Then I say workbooks, or I can say active workbook. Is the workbook where we are, dot name. So this is the way we have the hierarchy. So we have the application object, the Excel application, dot the file, the active workbook or the workbook, and then the property name of the workbook. So dot separate object from its children, and also from its properties. So we have active workbook is an object and name is a property. So object dot object, and application is the parent of active workbook, and active workbook is a child of application. Name is a property of the active workbook object. If I click here on this run icon, then I have exactly displayed the name of my file. If I say here, for example, workbooks, books, and then in parentheses I say 1, and execute this, I will have the name of this file, which is one of the files that I opened before, and is a workbook in position 1. So every time I open a workbook, this workbook will be given a position within the workbooks array or of objects, and if it is the first one to be opened, then it will get the number 1.